Hi, welcome to the Coffee Chat Show here on Buzzing Pattaya, the show we talk about things that are happening right here, right now, as well as general news, tips, information and advice. Look who's on the show, me. Dean, how are you, my man?
Very well, thanks,
He's
Jeff.
smiling, I can't believe. So, in case you didn't follow, have a look in the description below. Basically what Dean's doing, we're here in the dive bar in Soy Chaipu. Now, Dean very kindly said he would share his experiences from day one to where we are right now in terms of the new bar you're building, which is called The Vault.
That's correct.
So, 6 weeks ago, mate, I can't believe,
Nor
6
can
weeks
I.
ago.
Hard to
So,
believe.
6 weeks ago, we sat down and you were all happy, everything was good, and you had an inspection coming up and you were saying, yeah, I got the inspection tomorrow, all good, we're going to get the mezzanine flooring ticked off and checked off, and then we're going to go. What happened, mate?
Well,
I shouldn't laugh, really.
I think it was the next day, wasn't it? The engineer came down, the City Hall guy. He just looked at it and said, look, you know, it's kind of okay, but no, it's not. Because the pillars that come down that was basically supporting the whole structure was basically just sat on tiles. And he said, well, look, how do you know what's underneath? And he's right. So he said, right, I want you to dig down 1 metre and build footings under each pillar.
Oh, man.
And it was that point the penny dropped. You know, this builder ain't going to cut it.
Because you'd had him from start, didn't you? You had him from the
Yes.
day one and he was pushing nicely through. It seemed he was good with the sledgehammer.
Yeah, I guess that was about the size of it. It's a real shame, you know. He did all the demo, he did a lot, he did the water tank and some basic plumbing, the sort of stage 1 plumbing. And that was all good, but I just knew that everything he was doing, it was just creating a bit more work down the line.
Right.
You know, there's been more things to patch up, more things to conceal.
Yeah.
It was a messy job. So I said to myself, that's the lot, I'll have to let him go.
So you sat down, you've identified that he's out of his depth.
Yep.
And to be fair to you, Dean, you did mention that to me off camera 6 weeks ago. You said you're not sure whether he's got what it needs to go to the full, completion.
Yes.
Obviously, sadly, your predictions were correct. In terms of the setback, not just in the time, but what actually had to happen? So when the new guy came in, what was the progress? What did they have to do?
Well, basically, I had the new guy, and
Yeah.
I've waited a long time for him. He's a very busy guy. He's actually a Westerner.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, he's a project manager and architect. He's very
gotcha.
well respected in town. And I thought, you know what? Better to wait than to try someone else and go through the same thing again. So I've waited. We met a couple of times, had a good chat, got on well. You know, had a similar sort of ideas.
Okay.
And I said, right, mate, you got the gig. When can you start? And he actually started last Monday. Sorry, Monday week, so about 10 days ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when he walked in, I mean, what was his initial impressions about the work he'd had carried out to date?
He knew that it wasn't right,
Okay.
and he knew he could do better. Because we had these big columns coming down, they were ugly, we would have had to sort of somehow build the furniture to fit in within these columns.
All right, I'm
He
with you.
said, no need at all, I can do it without any columns.
What, the mezzanine flooring?
Yep.
With no column?
No columns.
How's he doing that?
He's basically, where the RSJs run across, he's run supporting beams from the RSJs downwards, which are heavily anchored to the walls.
Right.
And that basically does it. You know, got to get it ticked off, obviously, but this guy's an architect. I mean, he ought to know. And he actually did drawings,
Right,
which is
okay.
quite unusual.
Well, you did your drawings before, didn't you?
Yeah, but, you know, the old builder, he sort of looked at him and went, I'll do it myself.
So you've now got the new guy in.
Yes.
Obviously, your original builder was in a situation where he was costing it out and saying, right, that's what it's going to cost, and you were happy with that.
Yeah.
Has the new guy affected the price dramatically?
Because there's so many unknowns at the moment and we haven't really nutted out finishes or anything at this point, we've said, let's go the other way round. Now, nothing against Thai builders, but I would not do this with a Thai builder.
Okay.
But with him, it's different. So I basically said, look, we're going to give sort of pieces of money.
Yep.
Initially, it was 300,000 baht.
Yeah.
Let's see how far we get with it.
Okay.
I've got my hopes how far we'll get, but let's find out, because he rightly said, look, we don't know what's under the ground there. You know, I can't quote you X or Y. I've got to do it, see how long it takes,
I'm
see
with
what
you.
the builders charge. So I'm happy to go down this road at the moment. If you're going to ask me, do I think the budget will blow out? Certainly.
Well, at least you're smiling about it. At least you're smiling about
Well, I'll
it.
tell you about the other builder, the old builder, because basically, remember I said last time I give him 150 for this
Yes.
next phase, as I called it.
Yes,
at
I
the
remember
time.
that, yeah.
Well, I give him 75 up front,
Okay.
and obviously he got nowhere near half of that work done, and obviously we had the demolition, most of the stuff he did anyway. So yeah, if I sort of crunch the numbers, I probably have lost 100,000 baht.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the questions I'd like to ask you is, obviously we see sides that where we walk into the bar, it's all done, it looks lovely, you know, it's fantastic. You're in the situation here where you're kindly sharing with us about what it's like to actually build the bar from scratch and the way that you've got to interact with the builders. How did the Thai guy take it when you said, do you know what, we got to stop it now?
Yeah, it was kind of like when you dump a bird.
Oh.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you trashed your kitchen and robbed all your stuff and threw it out in the garden.
Yeah, that's it. Set fire all my clothes. No, it was like, initially it was like, oh, okay, no bother. It's right. And then it was like, when he had time to think about it, it was like, oh, well, my builder's this, my builder's that, I've got to pay them. And I said, mate, no, you know, look, you've had a big deposit, there's no way you've got through it, and don't try telling me that you've got no other work, because you've been working, moonlighting on another job anyway. So yeah, it was amicable in the end. I shook his hand and said, look, mate, I will have more work for you in the future, little jobs and that, but right now we've got to shut it down and rethink.
So right now then, mezzanine floor, that to come down?
All of it, everything.
So all the stuff that we saw last time,
gone,
come down.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I mean,
there was no salvaging it. It just didn't make sense. Nothing was right. And also, we did actually decide to make the mezzanine a bit wider.
Okay.
You know, the actual sort of the floor upstairs, which means it gives us a brilliant opportunity to get sort of really comfortable seating, a bit bigger, a bit bolder. You know, sort of, because obviously upstairs, particularly the target is to get guys staying up there for a period of time.
Gotcha.
Not just one beer and out.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's nice to keep guys in the environment. I guess if you create the right environment, create the right vibe, and the girls are good fun, and you know, it's like you say, nice, comfy seat. People will tend to stay anyway.
They will. It often surprises me how many bars have got uncomfortable seating. I mean, it's okay in a restaurant or somewhere where you're in and out, but really, you know, it's all about staying there.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So right now, then, obviously, we're 6 weeks behind since the last time we spoke.
Yes.
And now you've got unknown quantities of things that may or may not be present themselves to you.
Yes.
In terms of like your vision now, where are you sitting where you think, do you know what, even if the worst case scenario happens, we've got to be ready by about this date. What's your thoughts?
Okay, I don't know what you think, but I think that we will see the big turnaround by August.
Yeah, I think that's a fair shout, mate.
Yeah, I mean, it's already improving.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was out the other day walking around and you see the BART buses going past, 5, 6, 10 people on a BART bus. Yeah. That hasn't been happening.
No,
you know,
for a long, long time.
That hasn't been happening. Even now in Soi Buakhao around here, you know, when we go out, we do the bar calls, not just the bars we go to, but we look at the other bars across the road and think, oh, hello, they're busy, that's good.
The simple fact is right now, there's too many bars for the amount of people here. That's a fact. There will be casualties. I mean, there wouldn't be a bar in town that would say to you, honestly, I wish I didn't have any more customers. You know? However, you know, some of the strong guys are going okay. We're going okay. But realistically, we need, I think, 4 times as many people on the ground to get Pattaya back to how it was.
So, going to the vault then,
yes.
What's your plan now? Is it August? Is that where you're going to sit back and think, I want it done by August?
Well, it's the 2nd of June today,
I know,
isn't it?
yeah.
So
You've got a couple of months.
July. Should we say September?
September, okay, all right.
I think I just given myself time, basically, because why rush it now?
Do you think, I mean, obviously you're experienced in the bar industry, as we've covered before in many of the videos before, and obviously you've got the dive bar here, which is a great bar. If you haven't been to the dive bar, guys, come down, come and have a beer, have a chat with Dean. It really is, and say hello to Beer. She cracks the whip. But you've got this experience now, so you know what to expect. In terms of people that maybe are watching this video thinking, do you know what, I'd love to have a go at running a bar.
Yeah.
You seem very relaxed about the fact that all of your plans, all of your deadlines have gone completely out the window, and you're just like, well, you know, it is what it is. I
would say if I didn't have this bar, which is taking up a lot of my time, you know, and it's paying off, then I probably would be, you know, going a bit nuts. But the fact I've got this one to focus on so much now, that one, and it's maybe done me a favour. The last 6 weeks has made me focus more on this one, which is where I need to be focusing right now, and less on that one. So, yeah, and with this new builder guy, he's you know, we don't need to have a million meetings. I don't need to measure everything because he will do that for me, and that's the value of him.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't have to micromanage. So, in answer to your question, no, I'm not worried about that one. We're being behind, no.
Okay.
Not at all.
So you're going to be behind. You're spending more money than what you anticipated.
Yes.
And you're still smiling.
Yes. Well, who knows? Maybe, just maybe, when you know it gets busier and busy, but this one might start paying some of the overspend on that one. Possible.
I mean, in terms of the dive bar, just diversifying quickly. I mean, how's it been here?
It's been great. You know, considering, put it that way. I mean, we've had some absolutely stonking nights, you know, like full, can't get a seat. Other nights, you know, it's hard work. You know, you've got 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7 customers, then one goes, and you know, a big bar like this, you really need to have at least kind of 15, 20 customers to make it feel alive. You know, when you get beyond that, you tend to stay beyond that because then people will come in and stay in.
Gotcha.
So it's self-fulfilling prophecy.
Gotcha. I mean, in terms of like, obviously the vault, you're doing a lot of building work there, but you've also brought that into dive bar, haven't you? Because you've done some changes in the LC.
I know. I hope you can show it later. But
yeah, we can. Yeah.
Well, where we're sitting now, this wasn't here.
Right, that's right, yeah.
So what we've done is
You've ruined my photography angles that I was using. He's taken away my props.
But this is proving to be so popular.
Is it?
Because you've got the pool table there.
Yeah.
You know, and it's convenient, it's easy, it's quite near the bar. Gives this bit, you can't see it, but down there it's a bit more, what should we say, secluded?
Yeah, cozy.
Cozy.
We'll call it cozy. If you want to get cozy, you can get cozy now. But no, you've really changed the bar, and I think it looks really nice. I think you've done a great job. And I think, like you say, when customers come in, particularly this bench seating here, where you can just sit here, watch people playing pool, have a beer, chat to the girls, go up, have your game, come.
Got it all. Yeah.
I think it's a really good concept.
Thank you.
I think it's going good. How's the soy pothole going? How's soy chiping?
You know, there was a night a few weeks ago where you could have fired a cannon down it. It was so quiet. And then the next night, there's people everywhere. It's just so unpredictable at the moment. It's weird. You've got high rollers next door. They're going nicely. Yeah. And I think all the bars are doing some business. You know, whether they're happy or not, I don't know. But you know, there's loads of girls. I mean, there's an insane amount of girls in this soy now. Yeah. And so the guys, they come.
But Pattaya's dead.
Correct. There's no one here. It's finished.
There's nobody here. There's nothing to do.
Done.
All the bars are shut. There's no girls. I mean, honestly, like, you know, I get comments on my YouTube channel. I get comments on Discord and stuff. And you know, you still, even now, even to this day, I still get guys commenting saying, "You're flogging a dead horse. The city's dead. It's done. It's dusted. There's nobody there. It's like a cemetery." And I'm like, dude, what cemeteries do you go to?
I can honestly say that I reckon that if any guy came to this town now, whether it's been before or it's his first time, there's more girls than he could get through if he was here for 10 years.
Absolutely.
There is hundreds and thousands more than there are, let's call them, active customers.
Yeah, I totally agree. You know, you walk down this soy, like you said a minute ago, and it really is just bar after bar, girls after girls after girls, and it's a good vibe.
I know, we had more than 20 girls last night.
Did you?
Yeah, I didn't realise we had so many. I've lost. And there's
That's beer cracking the whip.
There's about 3 or 4 of them away at the moment as well.
Yeah.
So it's unbelievable.
How's beer been? How's beer?
You know, you've got to keep her on her toes, haven't you?
Come in, guys, and say hello. Beer is lovely. She's absolutely a diamond, and you know, she really is a lovely, lovely lady. But you just don't cross her. No. And she is your. What would I say, Mike?
She's like a headmistress.
Yeah. Do you know what she's doing these videos? Check out, have a look on Discord and have a look on the Dive Bar Facebook page. So what Bear's got you girls doing now is she makes them all line up. And they have to walk up to the camera, do a little twirl and walk off again. And she's there with a ruler.
She's very creative.
Yeah. I see her with a ruler. And I'm like, Bear, what are you doing?
I think that was one we did the schoolgirl theme night. And she was the headmistress.
Oh, she was definitely there. I could see her with the game. Come on, come on, next one. And I'm like, what? But no, all jokes aside, come up, guys, come to the dive bar. It's right in the very, pretty much, you're almost in the centre, I guess, aren't you?
Probably maybe slightly towards in the third row. But yeah.
But you know, come up here, guys. It really is. It's a great bar. We come here on our bar calls. So if you're not want to walk in on your own, then look on our Discord for our bar calls. Come and join us in there because we do come up here quite a lot. It's really good fun. So. While you're here now, Dean, you're obviously, you know, you've got the vault over there, which you can now keep staring at and thinking,
Yes.
I mean, that was one of your things earlier on. You said, well, it's nice because I can just look out there and see the progress.
Yes.
Are you still as happy looking at there now?
He's getting a bit sick of that wall.
It's been there a while, hasn't it? It needs a lick of paint.
It does.
It needs something just to like brighten it back up.
We're thinking of putting some sort of like, you know, metal or brushed metal kind of steel around the front to make it look more
like the vault.
vaulty.
Yeah.
And then inside it will have sort of like, you know, hints of vault. It's not going to look like a vault, but it'll have little bits of things that will lend itself that way.
So let's fast forward now. Let's say you're in a situation now where you've got to completion, everything's all done, signed off, you're happy, etc.
Yeah.
What is your vision for vault? Where do you see vault settling down in amongst all the bars here?
Right. Well, I will say first of all that I think a lot of bars are not entirely sure what their exact direction is going to be. They're still, because it's changing, isn't it? The market's changing. But right now, I'd say to you, it's going to be what I would call a upbeat GC, gents club.
Okay, a gentleman's club.
Yeah, so it'll be upbeat, you know, a bit more fun and games, but yeah, essentially a gents club. You know, we don't need to aim to be packed to the gunnels. You know, it's more about getting guys who want to stay there, enjoy their afternoon or evening,
have some fun, enjoy the beers.
Yeah, just have a great day out. You know, make a day of it or half a day of it.
How many girls do you plan to get?
Again, it's so hard to know because obviously I'm still learning here, but I would say a bar like that will need absolutely 20.
Right.
And then maybe 25. I mean, this one now it's becoming apparent that I reckon we could get up to 35 in the end because you're always going to have at least 10 missing anyway.
Yeah,
for numerous reasons. Yeah.
I've slept in, or the buffalo's sick again, or the boyfriend sent me another 10 grand, so I'm not coming to work today. Usual stuff. I think, you know, it's nice that you've been adventurous in terms of what you're doing with the vault. I think you've done a fantastic job here in Dive Bar. You know, you've grown this bar to being almost like a destination bar in this soy now.
I hope so.
I think a lot of people, but I think you are. I think a lot of people that come here have heard about the Dive Bar. They want to come and see here. And the one thing I've noticed, and I'm sure you'll agree with me, is what I do notice about the Dive Bar is when I come back time and time again, I see the same people still coming in.
Yeah.
You seem to get a lot of regular, reliable customers that come back time and time again.
There's a lot of repeat business, and what's unbelievable, bearing in mind I'm still a relative newcomer, especially when you factor in all the closures, there's guys now sort of coming back for the third time in terms of a holiday. Yeah. You know, on the third generation they've come round. Yeah. But the other thing that's a really good point now, because of what you do and what all the other YouTubers do and all the information out there, a lot of guys, they're targeting the bars they go to now. Yeah. They're working out where they're going to go. Obviously, they might get sidetracked, but they've kind of got a list of bars they want to check out. And that's kind of good if you've got that advertising behind you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the things that we've found is people saying, when are you going to go to this bar? When I'm doing my walkarounds, I stupidly agreed to do a soy by soy walkabout in the city.
Saw that.
Yeah,
wow.
I know.
Man.
Let's just say it was, I don't know, there's a phone going off over there. You can hear that tune.
That's the punching in clock.
Oh, is that
For
your thing?
Completely unknown reason it does that this time every day. And we can't turn it off.
Oh, okay.
Well, hammer next. Turn it off permanently.
Well, I stupidly agreed to do soy by soy. I think they must have caught me at a moment of weakness.
Where are you up to?
Right now, I'm up to soy 11, I think, on Beach Road.
Oh, you haven't even got this
I
side yet?
haven't got anywhere close.
Oh my God, so you're not even halfway.
All I've done is soy 1 to soy 11 on Beach Road.
You've got the whole of all the 13s, you've got the whole of Walking Street.
Okay, stop.
All right.
Well, I've realised that, but as I'm walking around and my flip-flops are wearing out thinner and
get
thinner.
you an electric bike.
Yeah, well, but you know what? It's funny. People say to me, why don't you get a bike and ride around? But then people say to me, if you walk, I can go up to menus, I can show menus, I can show... And I actually prefer that, to be honest. I got quite lazy back in the day. I was just like riding around and going, oh yeah, have a look at this, look at this. I actually do prefer more around. So yeah, I will come up soy chai poon in the distant future. I'm not going to say the near future, in the distant future, because I've still got... I've got Second Road to do, the other side of Second Road. So all the soy, it's leading up to here. I've got a mountain.
Well, you know, in the last week, 2 more bars have opened along here.
Have they?
2 new ones. There's one called Country Road and one called Wan Wan.
Okay.
There's another 3 which are very close to opening now, plus the Vault, plus the one down the other end, which we're not sure what it's going to be, but they've finally started work on it. So that's 7 buildings still in progress or just opened in the last week.
Brilliant, mate.
It's unbelievable.
It's brilliant. And the one at the end, that's the one that used to be Serenity. Was it Serenity?
Oh, that's massive. That was Serenity and Witherspoon.
Yeah. And that's still one big unit now.
All through, and they're going to make a nightclub.
Are they?
That's the word.
Another nightclub.
I know.
Another nightclub. So we've got Warehouse, we've got Escape, we've got Ants Friends, we've got Here. I mean, oh man, we've got so many.
Is it the future? I think a lot of these guys, they're going to come and think differently. The younger guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, perhaps.
And I'll tell you what I do think. I don't know if you agree with me on this one, but I actually think Walking Street will always be where it is. It's never going to change. It will always be that destination where I've been to Walking Street.
Sure.
But I think this area is going to be rocketing. Maybe not this year. Maybe this year it's still going to be progressive. I still think it'll be very good. Yeah. But I think next year this is going to be the place.
I think what I hope for really is that people who would never have given the soy a try will.
Yeah.
You know, and the newbies will give it a try because it's new to them completely. But a lot of the guys, and a guy came the other night, said he's been coming here for years, never been down the soy.
It's mad, isn't it?
It took me 3 years to find this soy when I lived here.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? And people say, well, where's that? I'm like, where's Dan Soy Chaipo and Soy Butthole? Where's that then? It's over there.
I know. They've got this assumption it's on the dark side or something. It's off Soy Bacau.
Yeah, mental. All right, well, let's get back onto the vault.
Sure.
So you're in progress now. You've got your new builders. You've obviously had to readjust your budgets.
Yes.
You've now had to knock down the mezzanine and rebuild it, but that's been a positive because obviously it's bigger now.
It's done a big thing for downstairs, yeah.
So when they're over there now, what's your next go-to stage where when I come back and see you next, what do you want finished?
Right. Well,
and say, right, this is where we are now.
It's the infamous drains, isn't it?
Oh, the drains,
That's
okay.
the next big job, and then the first set of plumbing, and then rebuild the walls around all the toilets and the new toilets. So yeah, let's hope in a couple of weeks' time we're there. I don't see why we shouldn't be.
Well, you heard it here first. Dean's smiling. He said in 2 weeks' time, we'll come back in 2 weeks' time.
So I'll see you in 6 weeks.
Please don't tell me the mezzanine floor is coming down again.
God, no.
Well, anyway, we're going to come back in 2 weeks' time. We'll revisit it. We are going to see this through to the conclusion. The only reason, as you now know, why there's been a lag in the videos is purely because we've had a situation Dean's had to deal with, which was very important and couldn't be ignored. So anyway, there we are. It's been a pleasure, sir. Thank you very much indeed, mate.
Ted.
Thank you very much indeed. Guys, follow this series. You know, Dean is going to share everything. When we get into the actual nuts and bolts of the decor and all of the fittings and fixtures and getting the staff and all that stuff, you know, Dean's very kindly agreed to share all the financial side of things, all the positives, all the negatives, as he's doing already. So check it out. It'll be a good journey to follow through to its conclusion, and hopefully that will be August. September, okay. We're going to go September.
Let's just
I'm
say,
trying to push him.
Let's say before the high season.
Okay, there we go.
But we will see action happening fast.
Brilliant, fantastic. Well, there you go, guys. All right, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. It's been a fantastic chat with Dean. Have a look over if you are coming over here. Come into the dive bar, say hello to Dean. I'm sure if he's not busy and you want to have a quick poke your head and see what's going on, he'll let you see what's going on over there. All right, that's it for me, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Please, as always, remember, hit the subscribe button and also the bell icon if you'd like to be notified when we bring out a new video. Check out Discord. The dive bar is very active on our Discord. They post pictures of the girls every day. Dean's constantly updating his page in there, so check it out on Discord, completely free. Over 16,000 members in there now, would you believe? 16,000. And if you'd like to support the channel and the work we do here, there is a link in the description below. Membership starts from as little as 89 pence a month. All right, guys, that's it for me. Thank you very much for watching. And please, as always, wherever you are in the world, stay safe.